everything is exchanged for favors.
Oh,
I don't mind sucking some dicks. What's the deal?
What a great place for me to start recording.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't mind sucking dicks. What's the deal?
The episode right there.
3 dicks for this? Are you kidding me, dude?
My girlfriend sucked 20 dicks.
This is
in
worth
a row?
2 dicks at most.
This is worth 2 dicks or 1 extra long.
2 blowjobs and a hand job. Final offer, dude.
me, myself,
That's worth.
that was like, I made $425.75 today sucking dicks. And guys like, who gave you the quarters? They all did.
All right. I did archive like more than half of the maps game, so this module. So hopefully things will be a little smoother.
I can tell you right now that I can see everything.
Great.
Good start.
Off to a
Excellent.
good start, at least.
It is an excellent start.
People being able to play the game is a good place to start with the game.
It is good. You guys can all move your tokens and all.
I don't know, Whitney. Can we all move our tokens?
No.
Nope.
Rip.
Can you
Rip, rip,
drag
rip.
a token out? Because I
Maybe.
probably didn't link
Try that
those
out.
old ones to your
I can totally move this one.
noise. Yeah, I think those old ones I had linked to your previous when you were previously in the game. All right. Oh.
Hey, I can move it now.
Hey, great. Don't want to have to take a pause like we did last time. I just
What's
finished,
on the
like-
random roll table of
like-
Roll20 difficulties tonight?
Yeah, dude. That stuff. So is everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Great. So we're doing another little time jump. I guess Darp, are you still
Yeah, I'm here.
okay? No, I didn't hear you reply.
Oh,
So where we last left off, Reinhold had been arrested
yeah.
for banging Shayla's vendor, and I don't. In the end, I think the charge that you were arrested for was probably like
I mean, I shot a guy.
you did shoot a man.
I shot a guy like 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
Attempted
Really?
murder.
Excessive
It was
shafting.
self-defense. It was self-defense.
Mhm.
Excessive shafting.
You were in his basement.
But you
though.
were in his basement.
I was invited to his basement.
by not the owner.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I assumed she was the owner.
It was entrapment, Judge.
Yeah, she put this on me.
I think
She came on to me several times.
Oh.
She poisoned me with Burbalangs venom, Your Honor.
All I'm saying is
She
I
poisoned
couldn't
me with that
escape.
ass.
I was cornered. I was naked. I was afraid. Any hot-blooded dwarf.
Some
would shock
other
me.
show as well.
And afraid.
Not
might
to
say there
mention
was a
that I
certain
shot him
fear
and he didn't
factor at
fucking
play.
die.
Yeah. You're like, Sheriff, I understand I did wrong. Also, pretty sure that guy's a lich. Pretty fucking
Yeah.
sure.
You need to be
I shot him.
that motherfucker.
I
shot
shot him
him
If
in
shit goes down, he will
both
burn half the
atrium
town down.
and the jugular. Dude still knocked me out cold. So,
Doesn't matter. Had sex.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He came out the other side.
Unsatisfying sex, if I recall.
Even
True.
bad sex is still sex.
I think he did
Yeah.
okay. I think
Got-
Yeah, man,
Got-
I'm alright.
Well, it was
Mistake.
her, right? She was like a starfish.
Yeah, she did okay. She did not.
yeah, she did poorly.
It's always the hot girls who are bad at it, you know.
True.
Yep.
Unless
I
they
would
ride
not.
horses.
Don't have enough data to confirm or deny.
Yeah, I'm still computing like
Hated
where
that
you're going with that.
equestrian.
I don't know why, but equestrian girls are crazy. That's just true.
Okay, well, we'll move on from that.
They're
I'm
they're
gonna
crazy
go
for
on
other reasons, but you know.
Okay,
Fucking
I'm
horse.
just gonna
Hello,
stop this
YouTube.
train before we get too far gone. You guys spend the evening. Most of you spend the evening in the Rusty Dragon, enjoying the free rooms that Ameko Kaijitsu has provided for you, and enjoying that. Apart from Reinhold, the group of you spend the evening enjoying the fine food and drink courtesy of Bethana Corwin and Ameko Kaijitsu, punctuated by other patrons insisting on buying you a round of drinks, giving you warm thanks for your defense of Sandpool. Vanya and Carity, while they're at the bar, you awaken in the morning to find the Barrett family downstairs, waiting and having some breakfast.
Oh, hello, Barretts. How are you?
Oh shit! I didn't put you on the map. I'm like pinging.
Oh, I'm
Over
doing
here, guys.
some roleplay of the mind because I'm on the.
No, that's good. Theater of the mind. The Barrett family. The rest of you wake up and do whatever you want. Reinhold will get to you in a moment.
Hello, Barretts.
Nobody knows.
I hope our absent hasn't put you in any difficulties.
As you approach and speak to them, Aaron Barrett looks at you with like kind of hopeful eyes and gives you like a kind of a sheepish wave, and Allergast looks at you kind of like wiping some of the soup from his mouth. Says, "No, it's actually I was wondering how you all are getting on. I have some unfortunate news, I'm afraid."
Oh, hoping it's nothing
and-
too bad.
It's a bit unfortunate. You see, I was hoping you all would fully recover before I explained to you that the fires that the goblins started consumed a good portion of the rooms I was renting. I'm afraid quite a few of your belongings. I managed to save some of your effects from the flames, but I'm afraid that until we get those rooms restored, you'll have to find other lodging. And he kind of taps a crate. So if there's anything that you guys had left at home, it's like super important. All the essentials are in there. But this is a narrative device.
Yeah.
You guys can probably-
Vanya's mortified.
Yeah.
Because I think she probably had a pretty robust collection of glassware and ingredients that she had acquired had been like hanging on to since she went to Ravensfoot Corner in Magnamar. She doesn't have a whole lot of personal items, but she had a whole lot of alchemy adjacent shit.
Yeah.
And she's like, my alembics, my pestles, all the ingredients I brought from Magnamar.
Allergast. So wait a moment. I think I've got, and he digs around the crate. He pulls out like a half melted glass vial covered with soot. He says, "Got this? Is this one of those? What you just said?"
Oh, Allergast.
Vanya like puts her hand up to her mask and she like swoons for a second and leans back against the bar.
Kari goes to Allergast and says, "I hope you're doing all right though. You haven't suffered any injuries yourself, or how are your quarters?" They're doing all right?
Allergast says, "Well, I'm doing okay. Suppose I'm just glad that the family is safe.
Well, as long as everyone's safe, and I think a few alembics, they can be
give me
replaced. Your
perception.
lives.
Anybody who's there to observe."
Perception, you say?
Yes. Perception.
I am not very good at that.
Oof.
I am obviously mortified. I think
Yeah.
Vanya has pulled out a notebook and has begun writing like a list of shit that she's going to have to replace, and is like burning through ink very quickly.
Yeah, jackpot indeed. Yeah, you're burning through. Let's hop over real quick to Reinhold. Reinhold, you awaken in one of Sandpoint's 6 jail cells. Pretty shortly after the morning rays come through the barred windows at the top of the cell. And when you awaken, you find sitting in the cell across from you none other than Ven Vinder, the shopkeep, who appears to be similarly arrested for disturbing the peace or whatever charge was leveled at you. And he's just glaring at you with his arms crossed.
I look over, see him, and then just lay back and wait. I got nothing to say to him.
Gotcha. Okay. A few minutes later, he's just sort of like grumbling, and a few minutes later, Sheriff Belor Hemlock comes striding, kind of stepping through the cell. He looks back and forth between the two of you, and he says, "Well, I suppose it was too much to hope for that you would settle your differences, but at least you can both see that Sandpoint will tolerate no brawling, even if it, no matter how good the cases are." Yeah, he looks at you both and he says, "I trust that two of you will both keep to your side of the street from now on, and I won't have any more trouble out of it."
Aye.
Ven Vinder looks at him and goes, and Sheriff Belor Hemlock kind of shakes his head and sighs, and then walks over and unlocks Ven's cell. And as Ven is walking out, he kind of very snootily turns his nose up at you, Reinhold, and it's very clear that this man is not the forgiving sort. He kind of marches past.
As he
whispers,
leaves, I'll say, "You know, your girl's got the cutest little birthmark right above her left butt cheek."
Sheriff Beller Hemlock says, and he kind of gives you a very stern look, and then Vinder kind of stops at the doorway, and seems to be kind of like quivering with rage, and then he turns back to Hemlock and says, "I can't believe you side with this dwarven stranger over me, Belor." And Sheriff Hemlock kind of like waves him away. "Go on now, be on with you. I'll deal with him." And Ven Vinder appears, and Sheriff Hemlock lays his eyes on you, Reinhold. Is that completely necessary?
All I said was the truth, sir.
He sighs and says, "Be that as it may, if I hear any tales of you provoking Van again, we're going to have a much more serious problem."
Aye.
He steps up and unlocks your cell, and sighs, "I now be off with you. I've got more dealings to handle before I head out to Magnamar."
I'll stand up and say, "You're heading to Magnamar away."
He sighs and says, "If this deal with the goblin brewing into what I think it might well be, I'm gonna have to get all the manpower I can scrounge up. Sandpoint just doesn't have what we need. I'll have to get real soldiers from Magnamar."
Aye. Well, me and some of the other folks who responded during the attack were thinking of looking into it before this little inconvenience came along, so maybe we can look into it while you're gone, sir.
That would be invaluable. Just don't go getting yourselves killed on my account.
No. If I'm gonna get killed, it'll probably be by that big, dumb bastard Fists, eh?
Sheriff Hemlock kind of smirks and he says, "Between you and me, my plan with the goblin attack was just hide behind Ven. Either that or put on a red wig."
He says, Can I lie? Son of a bitch. It's like a fucking mule, so it might not be a bad idea.
Yes, Ven, I don't know exactly where he got his chops at swinging those fists of his, but let me tell you, one time I saw him knock out a horse.
Had the horse tried to fuck his daughter?
I don't think we can go into it there, but yeah, the man's got quite a right hook on him. Good on you for staying in it as long as you can, but don't tell anybody I said that. And he pats your shoulder and starts to head out.
I'll not head back to the bar.
Okay. At the bar, the Barrett family is kind of going on, explaining, what all happened, and Aaron Barrett, having failed to catch the eye of Roymond or Vanya or Cardi, kind of scoots off the bench and toddles over to toddles. He's not that little. Walks over to Blythe. He kind of taps her on the arm.
Oh, mm-hmm. I imagine she's like been just gorging on all this cooked food for her. So she's kind of distracted.
He walks over and he taps. He goes, Miss Blythe? And she turns and it's just a fucking just soy sauce just all down the entire just
a half
fucking
pound of ramen noodles hanging out of your mouth.
She's got 2 fistfuls of salmon, no fucking no plates or utensils. Just like,
Oh, hi, Aaron. Hi. Oh, how are you?
He kind of fiddles and looks past you over toward the table where his parents are sitting, and he says, "Can you help me? There's a monster in my closet."
What? Oh, of course. What kind of monster? What's going on? She's very concerned.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely.
Says, Mom says it's a boogeyman. He's in my closet. He's got...
You cut out.
I think you cut out when you started to whisper.
Doll?
Are you there?
We'll never know.
Your thing's lighting up, but no sounds
it
coming
looks
out.
like Darp and Ryan are talking, but they're not saying anything.
What? My shit's working.
Oh, I can't hear you either,
What?
Chris.
That's weird.
Hello?
I could hear
There
him
we
in
go. Now I
person,
can
so I
hear.
didn't realize I
Hi?
could hear him over.
Yeah, Chris still can't hear you.
Oh, must be a Discord
I
thing.
didn't change anything.
Neither
There you
did
go.
I.
Probably a Discord thing.
Weird.
Okay. Aaron Barrett whispers, he's got little sharp teeth and glowing eyes. And, it's a boogeyman, Mom says, but I'm not really sure. And then just as he's getting into it, Amel Barrett says, Aaron, get over here. And he kind of sulks back over. And Amel kind of stands up and she just kind of shakes her head and she goes, I'm sorry about him. You know, kids and their imagination. And Allergast says, been up every night for the last 3 days going into his room because he insists there's a monster in the closet, but it's never there when I get there.
Well, I would be more than happy to come and check it out if that would make you feel better, Aaron. I certainly don't mind.
Aaron says, can she, Mom? Can she? And Amel says, I assure you, it's the lads was a little frightened by the goblin attack. It's nothing. We've looked into it. There's nothing there.
Nope.
And she kind of pats the top of his head. Says, Aaron, you gotta face your fears, son. It's just your imagination.
Be a man.
Allergast says, be a man. Never show pain or sensitivity.
I
Lock those feelings deep inside your heart. Don't ever let them out.
I have
And you just
definitely seen this horror movie.
Tears just start running down his cheeks. It says, never show
Punch him in the
weakness.
face.
Just punch him in the face.
Allergas, that's not a wise decision. I mean, look at me. I've got a thin
So-
beard, for Christ's sake.
How my father taught me. Never let him see you vulnerable.
Well,
Okay.
Does his description? I guess I'm not super there. Let me fix that problem. Does his description sound at all like a goblin?
or is there something
Uh,
I could roll?
Only
Like
Blythe
maybe it's
heard the
familiar?
description, so
I think Blythe heard the script, unless Roymond was specifically eavesdropping. Man, Discord is really taking a dump, huh?
1 second. Let me change the thing, and then hopefully that will fix it. Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh hi.
Okay.
Guys,
So now everything
hear me?
hopefully is better. I can hear you now.
All right.
Excellent.
I
Sound
just
off.
changed the server, so it should hopefully be better robot-wise, and hopefully less.
Whitney is I
I
think
think
having.
I'm good now.
Okay.
It was connecting for a minute. I'm guessing when Ryan was
Yeah.
restarting the server.
Yeah, he just changed.
Can I ask where
Yeah.
you put the server?
East.
East. All right.
It was west.
I might change my VPN.
Okay, so Roymond, I don't know. Were you like specifically eavesdropping on? that
That
conversation,
just
or-
that seems narratively dishonest.
Yeah.
I think Vanya butted in at that point and was like, Hardly, by my calculations, I've lost 1,000 gold's worth of equipment. How am I going to replace that? Why is that boy crying?
Can I roll something to see if what he described to me was
He saw a
familiar?
monster.
Yes. Roll a nature. He says it was the Sandpoint Devil, Mom. I'm sure of it. It was the Sandpoint Devil. 15 is not gonna cut it. I think DC.
What do I know about the Sandpoint Devil?
With a 10, I would let you know that it's like, it's like
More
a
to the point, what do I
folklore-
know about it?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's quite good. Vanya, you know that the Sandpoint Devil is a creature, often, kind of a local urban legend in Sandpoint. Sandpoint Devil is described many ways. Some describe it as a hoofed creature. Some describe it as a dire bat. Some describe it as some other sort of like fanged monstrosity that is responsible, almost like a centaur-like beast that's responsible for kidnapping and people disappearing. People often kind of
Local
describe it
boogeyman
as-
type
it's a
stuff.
it's a colloquialism.
Yeah.
Often say things like, "Oh, the devil," I bet that, or get in.
That
get
guy
in
disappeared.
bed,
It might have been
or
the
the
Sandpoint
devil will
Devil.
get you,
Yeah.
or something like that. But it seems to be a figure of urban legend more than a factual account.
The devil is just an urban legend. It's not a, if we have that term, it's just a legend. I don't, but if goblins can get into town, maybe it's worth taking a look at just to make the boy feel better.
Aaron
I
kind of
certainly don't mind if it's okay with both of you, and she'll look at the. I forgot their names already. She'll look at
Amel
the
and Allagass. Yeah, they shrug and say, I think I've had quite enough of whining about it, but sure, drop by tonight when we're all back home. I'll let you in and put the boy's mind at rest. I suppose that's fine. By the way, you guys know who that is standing just outside the doorway? He's been there for several minutes, just kind of standing
Can you
there.
let me in? The door at the handle is just slightly out of my reach.
Well played.
I didn't want to cause any trouble.
Nice.
Well, at least he's returning this time with all of his clothes on and not bleeding.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Jail.
Oh,
How is disturbing of the peace?
I've had worse.
I
I think that phrase is doing double duty.
It works on 3 levels.
Ah, double duty.
There are a lot of layers to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The Allerghast says, "Sure, I suppose if you all want to come by later tonight, I've got to clean up I've got to take care of the shop and Amel and Aaron will be back. But as soon as you're finished, whatever you all have planned today, I don't know.
Well, I had
heroing.
intended to grab some of my equipment and bring it here while we were staying in the inn, but that doesn't seem to be on the docket anymore.
Just as you finish saying that, Vanya, Alderin Foxglove says, "Yoo-hoo!" And he kind of rounds the corner and says, "So, how are my favorite hunting companions doing? Are we ready to hit the road?"
oh, right. Yeah, we'll go do that first, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
we'll come back, and I'll bring your catapults, Aaron. I'll see you later tonight.
He says, "Oh, okay, thanks." And he gives you like a kind of a teary-eyed smile, Blythe.
She
And
just pats him on the head, like everything's fine.
give me diplomacy.
That boy's gonna die. That boy is dead.
oh my god.
He will take it from Royman and say, what's with the little snot-nosed brat?
Oh, that's not too bad, surprisingly.
That's a good one.
Not bad.
It's a -2.
He seems
Yeah, it was an 18.
he seems like you fortified his courage a bit, and kind of like wipes his cheek and says, "Okay, I'll see you later on tonight then."
Yeah,
Cardi.
if you want, we can grab the catapults real quick, and you can take them and set them up in your room and be prepared too, just in case.
How old is this kid?
Blythe, I'm not sure that those catapults would be able to do anything again. Oh, it's a joke.
Cardi just looks at Aaron and gives him like a tussle of his hair and says, "You just be a brave young lass now, and or lad, I guess." I can't tell the difference.
I can't be identified. I can't identify other people.
Yeah.
Gender's just a
Gender
quagmire.
is confusing.
He just doesn't see gender, he's very postmodern.
I'm gender blind, just completely gender blind.
I'm gender fluid.
Okay.
Sure, buddy.
You just be a
But
brave
what
young
type
lad.
of fluid? Describe its
How old is
viscosity.
this kid?
Describe its viscosity. That's
Vanya,
terrible.
that's a bit inappropriate, I think, for this job. I'm falling into your accent. Bit inappropriate for this one.
Russian Gaelic.
Our accents are circling each other like binary stars.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard not to slip into Scottish, and Andrew's doing a really good Scottish, and like,
Can I just also say I love that you guys have committed to doing the accents. Like it's very fun, and it's gonna make me feel a lot less awkward about doing accents that I'm required to do.
The way to make people think you're a good role player is to just do a stupid voice.
Literally, that I think
Mhm.
That's all
that
it is.
covers. Okay.
You could be a good role player, but if you're not, just do a dumb voice, and people will think.
problems up.
That's like 90% of it.
It's a big portion.
Aldern said, "Well, whenever you all are ready, just let me know, and we'll head over to the Goblin Squash stables and grab a few ponies."
Well, I think I'll be waiting for that one over there. It's I'm not much of a hunter, but she seems like she knows her way around the horse and the woods.
I didn't understand a word you said, but you seem very friendly.
Are you going to be terribly bothered at the... Go ahead.
I said I'm a bit of a friendly sort, but if you don't understand me, that's okay.
Oh my gosh.
He says, "No, I'm good, thanks."
Cardi's enthusiasm is, well, we're all excited. I'm not going to be hunting,
For
but
the
I'll be
hunt?
around. Yes.
So
Whatever.
are you going to accompany us?
Yes, I'm going, but I'll be observing, supervising.
Well, suit yourself. It'll be nice to have some company along on the road in any case.
I'm more interested in the local flora than killing anything, but it should be an interesting outing.
Well, if we're lucky, we'll see some fauna as well. Preferably a large boarish.
We've got one large boar here already. Why do we need to go find more?
Hi, Vanya. That's not very nice.
I sort of give a look. I'm looking at Reinhold whenever
I know.
and sort of giving
It
him
goes
kind of
completely over his head.
a wry
Yeah.
smirk.
Over
He's
his
just
head.
drinking beers
Cardi's
and
relationship with Reinhold is like, oh, this dwarf is amusing me. And Reinhold's relationship with Cardi is like, what the fuck is wrong with that bitch?
You fucking embarrass me.
Well, Roymond
Aldrin
and
says,
Roymond and Reinhold are basically just drinking right now.
Yeah, we're
Us-
just
presumably having some sort
done.
of side conversation. So he probably missed that.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we should be off then.
Yeah, you want to lead the way to the place you said, and she just.
The Goblin
Kind of
Squash
not.
Stables. It's
Yeah.
right next door.
Oh, I totally missed it. Cool.
Yes, it's probably because the narrator hasn't created a map of that particular location.
The what? Huh?
What's a narrator?
I felt the
That
fourth
sounds
wall.
great.
Yeah. He says, very well then, and he kind of claps his hands, and he looks to these three men that are sitting at this table, and he says, let's be off now, and they, along with him, get up and head out and to the approaching stables. Which
I
would be-
approach Roymond and Reinhold and say, we're heading off to the stables to go on that hunt that we were talking about earlier.
Do you need some help staying out of trouble then?
I mean, if you were interested, I think it would be appreciated.
Yes, I'm
Right?
more interested in finding some nice plants. Somebody keeping an eye on things wouldn't go amiss.
got it.
Aldern kind of looks through the door and he says, what about that dwarf with the rather large crossbow? It looks like he could bring down a boar all on his own.
I think as soon as he's done with that mug.
Very well then,
don't-
you all can...
I will grab my weapon and come along.
So
That's
he
the
leads
spirit.
you to the stables next door. The Goblin Squash stables are indeed a large set of stables, and under the sign is a selection of goblin ears that are nailed to the underside of it. And it looks like at least like a couple dozen goblin ears have been collected over the years here, all in varying states of decay. As you approach the double doors, you find them open already. And inside, a bunch of horses and a man standing there working on a cartwheel. And he looks at you all as he enters and he says, give me a hand lifting this thing up. Go ahead and put your
fucking
weapons
knew
down
it.
there.
I fucking knew it.
Go ahead and put your weapons down. And then
I
help me lift
swear to
this.
God, if there are goblins
heavy cart.
underneath this fucking cart.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not up to
Oh,
any sort
I
of
can help.
physical labor
Here,
right now.
What do you need?
Just lift this cart up on this side as I put the wheel back. Gotta get it fitted.
Cardi has flashbacks.
You don't have
from
any.
a
You don't have any
distant life.
weapons on you, do you?
No, well, I mean this, and she has her double sword, so it's kind of hard to miss.
Yeah, just put that down somewhere out of reach.
Wait, what?
Put it down somewhere out of reach so it won't get in the way when you're lifting the cart up.
Oh, well, there seems nothing wrong with this. I'll just go ahead and do that.
Yep.
Cardi is
Yeah,
useless
you
in
will.
this.
Yeah, you don't.
Sense motive is fucking
Seems like a very
wisdom.
eager stable master.
Well, Blythe doesn't know any better, so she
Yep.
would continue helping him.
Yeah, make a strength check. You're doing it alone. You'll be a little high.
Well, yeah, I'm guessing the.
Reinhold will come help.
Okay.
Okay. He says, a burly dwarf. Head over here and make sure you put your weapon down somewhere out of reach.
Oh gosh.
Reinhold does not
I
put
rolled
his
a
weapon
3.
down out of reach, but he does strap it to his back.
Okay. Make new strength tests. You tried the first time on your own, Blythe.
Okay.
And your fingers just slipped right off the edge of the cart.
I'm not particularly strong.
That's
I
better.
think together though, that's good enough. The DC's lowered for the two of you working together. And yeah, you lift it up and he pops the wheel on. Then he stands up and kind of claps his hands and goes, "All right, well that's that. What can I do for you today?"
Reinhold,
Ryan, I appreciate you.
Wheels.
will eyeball Blythe and sort of say, she's stronger than she looks.
Aldrin Foxglove steps in pretty shortly after, and he says, "My, what an impressive feat of strength and daring do, I suppose."
Takes teamwork, and she'll like offer a hand, like a high five or a low five to Reinhold.
I'm just imagining you do a high five, but like
Aren't
it's
they all high
4
fives
feet
to
above.
Reinhold?
It's a low, yeah.
I'm
It's
5
low.
feet tall. I'm not like a midget.
Yeah.
Says the guy who couldn't reach the door handle.
Well, that was an unusually high door handle.
It is weird. You guys find that the door handle on the
It's
rusty
8 feet
dragon.
in the air,
Yes,
man.
8 feet up. It's really weird. You have to be. The theory was that like they didn't want kids wandering into the place, so they just put the door handle.
Or
really
goblins. That'll deter them for sure.
That's
goblin.
fair.
Yeah, if the goblins can't open the door, they'll quit. Everyone knows that.
High. Actually, all the doors in Sandpoint are 8 feet high. The door handles.
It's really a living hell for me.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad for halflings too.
Really rough.
Reinhold, you just need to get yourself a Vanya. She's really good at opening the doors.
I mean, all you have to do is
Yes,
ask.
one way or another.
Aldern says, "My, what a fine selection of ponies here. I'd be happy to purchase one for each of my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 companions here. I suppose a few of them rather have a pony than a horse. Whichever suits.
I don't
What's
think I
that
could.
supposed to mean?
I suppose the others, aside from Reinhold here, might choose a pony rather than a horse.
I'd appreciate the pony. I'm not very tall.
Whatever has the best temperament. I don't feel like flying off the back of one of these beasts.
You would want a horse.
Reinhold will lean over next to Royman and quietly say, what's a pony?
It's a little horse.
He whispered it to me, bro. What's your deal?
Vanya used her stretchy mutagen to just stretch her fucking ear.
I'm standing right there.
Listen.
Oh, okay. I think it's just a small horse, yeah?
Oh, okay, alright. I wasn't sure if he was trying to start some shit.
He strikes me as a little bit dense for that.
I have excellent perception, friends.
See what I mean?
I can hear every word you're saying.
Whatever horse has the best temperament, that's perfectly fine.
So, he will buy you all any. It doesn't say he buys them like he rents them. It says he buys you a horse of your choice. So,
Okay.
Can I
Okay.
get him to like buy the shittiest nag and give me the leftover?
I think that if you wanted to do that, you would probably have to make a deal with the proprietor, and named. Oh, had it here.
If he can't get his name in 5 seconds, my plan works. That's just how it works.
Davrin Haas. Got it.
Fuck.
Ah, Davrin
Oh,
Haas.
again.
Yeah,
No,
the table
no,
master. I mean, I like that idea, but I think that you would probably have to work that out somehow. Either that or charm Aldern to do that for you.
Yeah, charming.
The
Yeah,
charming.
we're not a very
I don't
charming
know.
group, I've learned.
No.
That's not true at all. Royman
That-
has.
yeah. The
Royman
two
has
people who
17
can charm
charisma.
have not tried.
Yep. That's not really Royman's like style. He doesn't try to extort people for money.
This guy obviously has more money than he knows what to do with.
He's a nobleman from Magnamar.
Cardi points out a pony that strikes him as like good looking, I guess. Are there war trained ponies? Because I would love a war trained pony.
I don't think that this village stable has any war trained.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're just normal
Fair.
horses.
Believe, yeah. It says he buys you your own, but I
Cool.
I
want
don't
a
think.
pony.
I will
Yeah.
take a pony of the strawberry variety.
So I have
the prettiest
you-
pony.
a bell areas. Few that I have picked out. You all might like.
Perfect.
I had one more that is now
Riding
lost.
is going to be a real bad time for Royman. It's not going
No,
to be good.
oh, it's got a bum leg.
Royman,
Even
everything
worse.
Royman rides is just bum.
Ah, and a shaggy pony. Very small.
A shaggy
There you go.
pony, which is just a dog with a
Yeah.
with a saddle on its back.
It looks like a rat, actually.
It does kind of look.
It does have
It doesn't look like a horse.
a
Type.
very verminous face.
It's very rat-like, yeah.
Okay, well, if y'all
It's
motherfuckers
a
want to
dire
find
rat.
some other ponies,
I might find another pony at another time and give you a token for it.
Yeah.
this
It's
is
not
the
a very
goblin.
good ride, but it can squeeze through tiny spaces because its bones are flexible.
This is the
And
goblin
it's got
dog.
giant
earlier
testicles.
was super fucking confused. That it has a saddle on its back now. Like, please don't notice.
It's got a little mustache on the
Day
end.
4.
It's been hiding out
Nobody
this whole
has
time.
noticed the difference.
Yeah.
Everybody be cool. Be cool.
has Groucho Marx glasses on.
Everybody be cool. Yeah. So whichever y'all want.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
getting a Shinkatik pony because they're spotted and look
Well,
really crazy.
I'm gonna take the one right in the middle.
I'll take a
That's
pony.
where my cursor was.
I will take the second from the dark colored one.
I'll just take whatever's left.
I was about to say I'll take whatever's left.
All right.
So I think like Reinhold and Royman both just stand there, like waiting for the other one to
Yeah.
choose for like a
Yeah.
pretty uncomfortable amount of time before Royman is like, "All right," and he just walks up. I didn't really pay attention to who picked what. Which ones are available still?
I mean, this is just to give you guys a little bit of extra reflection. If you,
No, this is very important.
I mean, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody picked the black one yet?
I took that one.
Of course you did. Darkness inside.
Well,
I got that
imagine
one.
I imagine Blythe like sees the grumpiest kind of gloomy looking horse and is like, "Oh,
Yeah.
he looks cute."
Oh God.
Ah.
All right, I'll take this one over here. I don't care.
Get that wild empathy going.
Sure.
Cardi is learning how to ride a pony. Not well.
You can see that.
Sorry. Finishing up. Probably should have done this part before.
My ride is better than my sleight of like my sense motive. What?
Dex, man.
Oh, I thought ride would be strength.
Nah. That's swim.
Have you ever ridden a horse?
Yes, and it's hard to stay up.
I guess.
Somebody make the
Punch the
joke so I
horse.
don't have to.
That's disgusting. We're talking about riding horses,
That
not horse. God damn it.
Staying it up, yeah.
God.
Riding the horse is what?
Sometimes when
It's
you're
not
on
a
the
position.
horse, it's hard to keep it up.
Yeah.
I get it.
The pony that Cardi is riding just like bumps into Vanya.
Okay. There is one each in the journals now.
Oh, okay.
Should be able to be selected and controlled by all of you. Whichever. So Aldern says, "Excellent, excellent. Everyone's got their selections and their choices. Are we ready to hit the road?"
Yeah, thank you so much for this. And she just looks very giddy to have a pet. Another pet, as she sees it.
He steps up, Blythe, and he kind of folds his hand over his chest and he says, "My lady, it is my honor indeed. I owe you all so much. This seems to be the least that I can." And he gives you a very deep bow and smile.
She just smiles and doesn't know how to respond, but kind of nods, like, "Yeah, yeah."
It's certainly appreciated.
I love that Blythe is just like totally oblivious to like the world of courting and flirting. There's just like no anything.
Like she thinks it's positive, but she doesn't understand it.
Sure.
I understand the context. That's it.
Yeah.
So you all mount up and head out on the road, and as you're riding along the way there, Aldern says, "So I'd love to speak to the lot of you, learn more about heroes that saved my life. What can you tell me? What adventures have you been on already? There must be so much yet to learn."
Well, there was the adventure where our house got burned down by goblins. That one's pretty prominent on the mind.
Vanya, you weren't even around for that one. You were in bed when it happened.
I'm still a bit hot about it.
I lost my home as well. I can sympathize.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Alden.
Oh, this was quite a long time ago. It's on its way back now. I'm actually having it rebuilt in Magnamar as we speak. One of the reasons why I like to visit Sandpoint so often. Kind of been a work of construction for some time.
How big of a house are you making?
Well, it's Foxglove Manor, of course.
Wait. Do I know anything about this Foxglove Manor? Let me find my knowledge. Yes,
Get
I will.
10 on knowledge?
You
I
definitely
cannot.
can. Oh wait, you
Oh,
can't?
you can? I thought bards could, but
Uh,
I'm not a bard.
you
Bards
can
can't
take a
do
10 on
that.
any knowledge. Like as a bard, you can take a 10 on any knowledge you don't have trained.
Gotcha. Well, I take a 10. I have an 18.
I'm pretty sure you can take 10 on knowledge, as long as it. Well, I don't know. I'll check.
How about a 22?
That's gonna be better than my 10.
I didn't think you could, but
Maybe
it
you
says...
can't.
No, it doesn't say. Nowhere in there does it say that you can't. It just seems weird to me that you check 10 on knowledge. By rules as written, one can take a 10 on any roll except use magic device, provided they are not under stress, in combat, in immediate danger, etc.
Yeah.
Guess so.
If you're trying to do knowledge in combat, yeah, you couldn't. But in this
Sure.
situation, seems like
Cool.
Oh, it depends how good you are at riding, I suppose. Whether or not you're in immediate danger. Sorry, what was the question you were? Oh, Foxglove Manor.
Foxglove Manor.
What would that give you?
A 22?
Okay. Oh, great.
Well, no. He got a 22. I would get an 18 for it.
You know that Foxglove Manor is a manor of a noble house, belonging to House Foxglove. I think that with a 22, I'll also give you that it had there had been a tragedy there, and that part of the estate had burned down. I think that's probably all that you might be able to figure out from public knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was all kind of a hush-hush rumor type of thing. There's very little reliable knowledge to go on.
Well, as we're going, Cardi will say, "Well, I mean, what we're hunting? If you have the time to tell the tale, I think we'd all love to hear it. If it's not too hard of you to share, that is, of course." And
he pauses a moment, and when he kind of looks back over his shoulder, he seems to be much more sober for a moment compared to his normal, constantly jovial self. And he said, "No, that's quite all right. I try to focus on the more interesting and pleasant time days, like the new friends that I've made here in Sandport."
I
gestures back to you all.
Cardi pulls out a flask.
Okay, let's have one. A scorched flask. He says, "So tell me about yourself, Blythe. I'm quite keen to know what's your story. How did you find yourself in Sandport?"
Oh, I'm a ranger, so I wander. You know, I end up lots of places.
Certainly. Well, I'm a bit of a traveler myself. As you know, I like to visit Sandpoint quite often. The city life can be so droll sometimes. Don't you agree? And he just sort of like riffs that off like it's common knowledge. Like everybody has a manner in Magnamar that they like to get away from.
Sure.
He kind of back over at the rest of you who are riding far behind, and he says, "So, Vanya, is it? I hope you don't think that I'm prying, but it was so amazing seeing you transformation and the creations you were slinging about. I'm curious. What is it that you were doing back there?"
I was trained in alchemy in Magnamar.
In Magnamar?
Yes, at Ravensfoot Corner. I've been experimenting with some concoctions that lead to a rapid exothermic release, explosions, these sorts of things. The transformation, if you'd like to call it that, is a mutagenic substance that I've been perfecting. It increases my reactions and my
everybody
perceptions.
give me, let's see. Give me reflex saves to not fall off your horse from sleeping. Falling asleep in the middle of this.
Fuck you.
I thought that was excellent, but it went on long enough that I was like, okay. I mean, I thought it was great, but
Can I get a circumstance bonus for like knowing relatively
How about that,
what
motherfucker?
Well, Vanya, I don't think you have to
You
make
don't have to make it. You're the one
On your
telling the
own.
fucking story.
I did it anyway. I still beat your asses.
Cardi.
That's good.
Cardi, Blythe. Yeah, just Cardi and Blythe. You fall off your mount and have to get back up. Aldrin Foxglove also falls off his mount and lands on his butt, but quickly hops back up and is going. He goes, "Oh, sorry about that. I must have needed another coffee."
Yes, and I believe we've all learned a valuable lesson. Don't inquire too much about alchemy.
I won't make that mistake again if I can help it.
Don't mind Vanya. She likes to go on and off about things,
Yeah.
but mostly she's harmless.
What about
Well,
you?
unless she's
Dwarf?
throwing it
It's
out.
mostly harmless.
I think we're missing someone. I feel like 1, 2, 3.
Reinhold's
We're
like
missing
way in the back.
Someone, the guy with the crossbow.
he
wandered
immediately turned around and traded his horse back in.
Yeah, I was like, here, man, I'll
Shit,
give you
I'm
a great deal.
He's just like running with like a satchel full of gold.
Oh, That's the key. Breathe. Oh.
We dwarves are natural sprinters.
I've been getting dragged along behind this whole.
I'm sprint on cross country.
He just stopped at the gate and he's like, I'll just shoot it from here. Keep going. Shoot a flare in the air or something. Aldern turns to you, Card. So, what about you? What's your story? I saw you sleeing frost around. Even for a city man like myself, it's uncommon to see a person of your character show.
What do you mean about my character? Is it because I'm a dwarf that you? I mean,
No,
we-
I've met plenty of dwarves. I was thinking more along the lines of your appearance that you crafted there. I think it's
I don't think this
Oh,
is
that
an
is
entire.
the story.
This is not entirely my fault. In fairness, it's a bit of Anya's fault. I was coming out of the bar drunk one night after a bit of drinking, and she gave me some potion, and it was called like a polypurpose panacea or something. And well, let's just say I drank all of it, and apparently you're only supposed to have a single dose. Well,
I
woke
see.
They
woke
were
up the
side
next
effects.
morning, and I look like this, and I have been looking like this ever since.
Well, I'm certain you'll find it quite a boon as a merchant. It's quite obvious that you all have quite a bit of magical ability between you. One needs to take a quick glance at Cardi here to see that quite evident.
Well,
Well,
we had been previously employed with the Barretts in town, selling
yes.
magical oddments.
I think though I'd rather be known for my wares than for my hair. But you take what you can get.
Better wearers than the hair. That's there's a marketing phrase in there somewhere.
Keep thinking on it. I'm sure you both will find plenty of commercial success if adventuring gets too droll for you. Royman, are you back there?
Yeah, I'm here.
He looks back and he says,
Yes, he
Royman,
passed
are
it.
you
Hard to see back there.
Yeah, bit hard to see there. Says, Royman, come on up and tell us your tale. Tell us your story. I'm interested to get to know these heroes of mine.
Well, I don't know if I'd call myself a hero necessarily.
Nonsense. You saved me from that gang of goblins and their dog.
As I recall, it was largely Blythe that did the saving.
No. You did
Well,
the
of
something
course,
with
Blythe
the stuff
did
and the
so
she's just
much
waving her
shooting.
hand.
We all know that no one can possibly compete with her brutality, her savagery, her smooth, blithe beauty. But I'm still, it does nothing to take away the heroism from the rest of it.
Royman did the stuff, and that I was out. Like it was all him.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay.
He doesn't.
Aldern,
He doesn't seem like he's like a self-praising kind of person.
mhm.
So
Raymond, what was that thing that you did with the hands to the Blythe? But because like when you went down, she went up, and never seen that before.
yeah, I'm not totally sure I understand it myself, but it seems I'm able to give other people bits of my own life force. The clerics are all pretty fascinated by it, but yeah, just kind of had that my whole life.
Very interesting. Are you touched by the god?
That's what they tell me.
Interesting.
That's so cool.
Even among the Magnamari, that's quite a rarity, quite an oddity. I see very interesting things in your future, Royman.
Oh, can you see? Oh,
Not the future, lad. Figure of speech.
I got that about halfway through.
Yeah. He looks back or the dwarf for Reinhold. Reinhold with them, or did he actually fuck up?
No, he is still there.
Okay.
I didn't make it to the map, I guess.
I can drag you out.
Can you see though, Andrew?
I can still see.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We've had issues. I mean, I don't think you were here, but we had
He
issues.
was.
Well, not for the first day when I had to fucking video chat.
Oh yeah.
Video chat
Terrible.
Ryan so he can see.
Yeah. So Alderin looks back to Reinhold and says, "What about you? I'm sure there's a story behind that massive crossbow you're thing. Must have- Must have taken down quite a few creatures with that thing."
Let's not worry about where I got my crossbow from. We've got a hunt to do.
Well, all right then. He kind of makes like the visor, holds his hand up to his eyes, and he looks up and he goes, "Yes, I think we're nearly there. I guess should probably take away the bar."
We bring the party with us.
Yeah, they're all following behind you guys. They fucking love it.
It's one of those fucking bicycle bars that Whitney loves so much.
What?
The bicycle bar that goes around your house, your apartment.
Oh, yeah, man, I don't know if I'd call that a bicycle.
Okay.
There's bicycle pedals. Anyway.
So Aldrin Foxglove points up. See, we're nearly there. And he points up. He says, "We should probably dismount here and head out on foot. I see the wood there." And that distracting me. Him and his men dismount from their horses, and he looks like pointing toward the north. And as you guys start into the forest with him, Aldrin seems to be kind of staying in the back and letting his men take the reins. And pretty shortly, you find yourselves under a thick canopy of trees in Tickwood Forest. With dappled sun rays peeking through. And Aldern seems to just be like gabbing away. You guys go through here, and he seems particularly enchanted with Blythe. And he seems to be paying almost no attention to actually like searching for Boar or tracking. How are you guys handling it?
Vanya leans over to Cardi and is like, "I think there's this thing called false pretenses. I feel like we may have been brought out here under them."
Hi. But,
just looking over at Aldern, trying to talk up Blythe.
Mm-hmm.
I look up at Vanya and say, "Aye, that might be the case, but perhaps you could be looking for that the flora that you were looking for, and use this as an excuse for bonding."
Well, with all this talking, if a boar comes along unprepared, I'll be incredibly surprised. Ooh, flowers.
Reinhold, what are you just tracking?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there is any chance of there actually being
Yes.
a boar here, or if we're just
You-
in the woods.
You see quite a few boar tracks, kind of in varying states of decay. I guess can tracks decay? I don't know. Of varying
Deteriorate.
ages, varying stages of deterioration. Boar tracks through this area. You think there's very likely boar up around, pretty nearby, probably like a normal stomping ground.
I think Cardi is just literally looking for a boar because he has no idea how to track.
Roll perception.
I am looking for interesting plants. I find nothing.
Correct.
I think
Weeds.
Roymond is basically here on bodyguard duty because now he feels, he feels a little bit responsible for this group of people after
they all nearly died together. So
Sure.
he wants to make sure that there's not like another goblin attack, because he would have felt bad if he stayed in the bar and drank and then find out that they died out in the woods.
Sure.
So, I think he'll perception as well, just to keep an eye out for stuff.
What is the ranger do?
Blythe
roll.
is also.
Hell yes!
Roymond.
Damn! He found the board, just scanning.
Roymond, you even though you're small, you see one boar hanging out up here with the nat 20. I'll actually give you that. Behind this little like copse trees in this area, there seems to be another boar pretty close by that looks like it would be drawn to any ruckus.
Okay. I don't know that Roymond reveals this information because he's not really too keen on murdering a creature today.
Okay.
But I think he will. I think he'll just keep his eyes peeled on those locations.
Okay.
Blythe would also be checking for boar and really any fauna, and kind of also just taking in the whole area.
Okay. The 15, I would also give you that there seems to be quite a few boar hoof prints throughout this area that you've been approaching, and they've probably been getting denser and denser. I think if you're trying to spot the actual boar, that would probably be a perception.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense that she'd at least scan the area.
Dang.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you definitely see that. Oof.
You see the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
these
Reinhold.
fucking trees, you can't trust them.
Everywhere green.
There's a tree directly in the way for Reinhold of actually like spotting the boar. You definitely know you're in the area.
All those.
Aldern Foxglove is like kind of looking around. He says, "Well, I haven't seen anything yet. We must." What?
I think I see. I'm guessing I see the boar with a
Yes,
25.
you definitely do.
There's one up ahead, and she crouches down and kind of points in that direction.
He says, "Oh, you see one?" And he like holds his hand out, and one of his manservants like puts a very like nice looking bow into his hand, and he says, "Right, point him out to me, and I'll take the first shot."
Okay. She points again up on the, just above the what looks like a small.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
we'll kind of
it's
step
up a
back out of the way.
cliff, and he says, "Right, I'm getting ready to take him out." And he kind of looks around. "Are you all ready? You never know with these things. These ferocious beasts don't always go down in one shot."
Oh, I didn't figure it would with. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. All right. He takes an arrow, puts it in, draws the bow back, and takes a shot. All right, Aldern. Fail. Okay, he shoots, and the arrow actually gets pretty close, but it hits the rock right behind this boar, and the boar immediately turns to look at you all. Roll
Dun, dun, dun.
initiative. Oh shit!
Wait, was there a boar? Just hearing the string, I've been like had my face down in plants this whole time.
I can see that.
Completely oblivious. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Let's kill it.
I'm killing it.
Yep.
Okay. Cardi, it is your turn first.
Let me figure out the range on magic missile. Because I don't think I can. Oh, I can totally shoot it. I'm gonna wait, and if it gets like within this range, I'm gonna hold magic missile and shoot it.
Okay. Reinhold.
Isn't the range of magic missile like 250 feet?
Yep. I'm just not gonna waste it.
All right.
That's the first shot.
Alright, Reinhold will use a point of grit to sharpshoot and fire a bolt from Bertha against touch AC.
Okay. Touch it. No. Okay, so you shoot and it's actually a good shot, but it gets caught in this like a bush basically that's like just in between you and the boar, and that knocks its trajectory off. It is the boar's turn, and it turns and looks directly at Reinhold, who just took a shot at it, and it is going to kind of stamp its hooves and snort, and then just kind of scrape its hoof on the ground, almost like a bull would, and it's just going to start charging straight toward him. And it is doing. Oh shit. Actually, yeah. All right, so it's gonna double move, and it like runs up to Reinhold, but it doesn't look like it has. It looks like it spent all its energy just like full sprinting over here, but it's like right in your face now, and making those like boorish roars.
Cool. I'm gonna shoot my magic missile.
Yeah, shoot your magic missile.
Pew!
3 points of damage straight up, right?
Yep.
Oh no, it has a potion of shield.
It's actually wearing a robe of bones, just like the one you've seen before. Fuck. And it seems to be making quite a bit of noise now. You hear as it's like making this like caterwauling. You hear a corresponding roar from like deeper in the forest. Vanya.
Vanya's taking the disengage because this is not her cup of tea. Or withdraw action, and she's moving back here. I think over. Yeah, we'll go over here.
Okay.
Get some NPCs in between me and the and the critter.
Of course. Roymond.
Okay. Let's see. Well, now that we're engaged with the poor creature, it's us or him, so...
the poor creature.
Yep.
Wait, you came to a hunting party.
To keep you guys from getting killed by goblins, yes.
Dude,
Or getting killed in general.
Poor Reinhold, I think, is who you should be thinking about.
Well, yeah. Him too. But it's like, he doesn't have to die, right?
But he asked for it.
The boar does have to die at this point. So I think Roymond will actually step over to here. And he will fire off a shot with his lovely halfling sling staff because it's awesome.
Okay.
Reinhold will also shout out to Block that he'll get across from it if she wants to move up. Basically saying like, I'll flank with you if you want to wait.
12. That's not versus touch, right? That's straight.
Correct.
Okay. So that you actually find that it bounces directly off of its hide. Seems like you sacrificed just a little bit of impact for precision there, and that you did hit it. You did not hit it enough to wound it. Blythe.
Okay, Blythe will definitely step up, seeing that we are engaged, and then she will take a swing.
Okay.
I don't currently threaten though.
Right, that's okay.
Crossbow. You kind of trip on one of the rocks as you're running through this forest, and it throws off your swing, and you find that you're not able to actually hit the boar's flank. But it does seem to have noticed you.
I see that our wonderful dice rolls are continuing.
Yes, I can
got
see that as
two.
As
well.
per the first session.
Aldern draws another arrow from one of his companions. He says, "Blythe, my lady, I'll save you." And he steps over here and he does like a really, really shitty cartwheel and kind of drops to a knee. Like everything he's doing is like
Wait. Roll for this cartwheel. Let's see how good it is.
Acrobatics check to not fall from it.
11.
Is there a dignity
Okay,
check?
cartwheel.
I don't think he actually like fell on his ass. I think he just did like a really kind of a pretty shitty one.
Like a tactical roll.
Yeah, like it was a good cartwheel. It was just
It looks like a
super
middle-aged
slow.
man doing a cartwheel.
Yeah, it was just like really not great.
It's one of those cartwheels where you
Here
don't
we
really pick
go.
your feet up all the way; they just kind of swing across.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think this will work. Can you see that?
That seems like a failure.
That was the best one I could find in 5
Fair.
seconds.
Fair
So
enough.
he kind of runs over, and it kind of turns into like a slide, kind of like a falling slide. And he, everything he does is like perfectly like picturesque, or trying to pose that way. And he lines up a shot, and he hits him. He crits.
Oh gosh.
Fucking kidding me, dude? All right.
I imagine Blythe was first confused when he was like, "I'll save you," and then he nails the shot, and she's suddenly a little impressed with him.
Yeah.
This is how the romance starts, guys.
Yeah, it's like a fucking
let's see.
Disney movie.
All right. He actually does like the shittiest cartwheel, but then he shoots it in its flank, and the boar kind of squeals out in pain as Aldern sinks. Critically hits this thing like right in its tendon of its back leg. Pretty substantially wounded shot. Cardi.
Got you.
Cardi is going to kind of like duck behind this tree and like peek around it and Ray of Frost.
Okay.
And oh, cool! I do have it in there.
You will hit for 1 point of cold damage. Does it have to make a?
Nope, it's just a ranged touch.
Okay. Yeah, you freeze another portion of its leg. Reinhold.
All right, Reinhold will let go of his crossbow with one hand, not dropping it, and draw his axe with his free hand and swing at it with the flank on.
Okay.
So that's
Nice.
19 to hit.
Yeah, you definitely hit him. It is starting to like lunge at you as it like sprints over, and you just like smack it in like the side of the head and kind of cut off one of its ears with a slash of your axe. Bad. It turns to you, Reinhold, and will attempt to gore you.
17 AC.
19. Oof. Oof.
Damn.
As you slice its ear off, it slams one of its tusks through your torso for 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah, not the greatest. And you hear a squeal from further up the ridge, and another boar appears and seems to lay eyes on the whole hunting party here. Vanya.
It seems things are getting a bit out of hand, and Vanya will... Let me see, where can I get that is within... I don't know that I want to put myself out there that far. What is the penalty for going beyond your range? Is it minus two? Minus two
for each increment.
for each increment. So this would be just one range increment out, and she'll see this boar charging through, and will step up past these commoners and mix some stuff together and do
Commoners.
what you do.
Okay.
Kaboomba.
Touch AC, right?
Yeah, so it'd be an 11 versus touch.
Okay. You hit it. This new boar approaches and sees what's going on, and it's like running full tilt toward its companion. And this bomb explodes right in its face for 9 points of damage, which is pretty good.
That's a really good roll.
Yay! That's pretty good.
Good.
Hey.
Then Bonnie will look back over at everybody like, somebody get in front of this thing.
Yeah.
Smoke clears and it's still
it
running
looks.
at you.
Yeah, through the cloud of smoke, you just hear like a loud and enraged.
Yeah. I
fucking
smell bacon and
roar.
hear. Yeah,
Yeah.
smell bacon and hear violence coming my way.
I think seeing that happen, Roymond will move to assist Vanya. Or at least he'll try.
Okay.
So he'll walk up to here, and I'll take 8 another here, to give her AC. So let's.
Can you describe how you're doing that?
Sure. As soon as I verify that I can use my weapon attack roll instead of just a melee attack.
Okay.
It just says make an attack roll against AC 10. It doesn't actually specify.
I'm gonna move on for now, but while you kind of figure that out. But if you can't do what you're trying to do, we can adjust that. But I'll just keep it moving for now.
Sure.
Okay, Blythe.
Alright.
You've just seen this boar like impale Reinhold between the ribs, and even like lifted him up off the ground a little bit as it gored him.
Oh goodness. Okay, better take care of this quick. Sounds like we have company coming.
Yep.
And she will take another swing at this one.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Damn.
So,
Shazam.
Reinhold, you feel its horn kind of slam between your ribs and lift you up. And as
He
you're
goes, go now, I've got it where you need it.
Aldrin
Wait,
says,
I want him.
get him now! Reinhold's holding him in his ribs. And Blythe, you just like slam the point of your sword through the back of its skull, and it collapses, dead. Aldern does a tactical roll over to here, and like takes cover behind the tree, like fucking Solid Snake style, and pulls another arrow out, and he says, "Don't worry, I've got this one," and kind of turns and takes a quick shot. See if he's as successful as he was last time. Holy sh! Okay, not as successful. Wait, does a longbow crit on 19?
It's 20.
No,
Just 20.
Yep.
So not as good with this one. But he does actually shoot this boar. Approaching. Takes points. It actually does not look good. Cardi. This guy's even get to you guys.
He could charge.
I think he probably will.
Cardi's
Oh,
gonna...
good.
I don't know. Do boars really charge people that much?
That sounds, yeah. That
This
seems
doesn't
unnatural.
seem realistic.
This looks like
That seems out of character.
This looks like an enterprising and very very kind of thoughtful boar.
This boar is wanting to diversify.
It's
He's
really
wanting
think
to
about
attack the
thought.
stereotypes
Yeah.
of boars.
Yeah, he doesn't like that idea.
Cardi's gonna
He's-
step
Mhm.
up behind Vanya and prepare to shoot a ray of frost once he's in range, which is 25 feet. So.
Okay. Hiding behind.
Behind Vanya.
All right. Reinhold will sort of spit some blood out and nod, thankfully, at Blythe, then dropping his axe, move to here and fire a shot at this fellow. Use my last point of grit to sharpshoot and try to hit touch AC with.
Okay. You hit the touch AC. You rolled a min damage. Okay. Yeah. This flaming, bleeding, roaring boar takes another bolt in the side, but it looks like it is still clinging to life, and it looks fucking pissed as it kind of scrapes the ground again and then charges directly at Vanya.
So, I am allowed to use my weapon to defend her. So basically, I was going to be holding my staff out sort of in front of her so that I'm able to help swat away attacks.
You're just trying to interpose.
Yeah. I do have to burn adaptive luck to get up to 10 in order to give her the AC, which I will do. But yeah, you get
What's
plus
the
2
AC bonus? Plus 2?
Yep.
So.
Okay. What is charge bonus? Is that plus 2?
Yeah.
Yep, and -2 to AC.
-2 to AC. Okay, so they cancel each other.
Oh,
So
actually, I'm
someone-
a helpful halfling. You get plus 4 instead of plus 2. I forgot about
Oh,
that.
fuck yeah.
It's a good.
Nice.
It's a good one.
That makes my AC 18.
Don't think it's gonna matter. This boar doesn't seem to realize that it's got a few arrows in its leg and drastically mistimes its charge and ends up hitting like a tree stump like right in front of you instead of hitting you, but obliterates that tree stump.
Yeah.
Like it just turns into fucking shrapnel in front of
With the -2 from charging, does my ray of frost hit it?
Are you hoping it has an touch AC of 9?
you. No
Possible?
is the answer.
It's possible.
I think you actually freeze the tree stump, and then it smashes into the tree stump, shattering it into
I
a
misdirected
kaleidoscope
with
of
some
wood.
frosty magic.
Yeah, let's go with that. Try to play it off like that's what you did on purpose.
Vanya will withdraw once more.
Probably wise. Remen.
Okay. How's it looking? How's my boar buddy looking?
I think you'd have to. You don't have like Death Watch. It doesn't
No.
look good. It looks like it's on fire and bleeding from several
Fair
arrows.
enough.
Generally not how you want to be.
I will 5 foot up and give him a good whack in the face.
Okay.
With my ranged weapon that is also a melee weapon. Because that's amazing.
Okay. You step up and as it's kind of getting its bearings after it just obliterated a frozen tree stump, you swat it on the nose with your quarterstaff. And it looks at you with bloodshot, fucking crazy death serial killer eyes. Live.
Okay, can I still hit it through here, or is that like tree covered?
I think those
zone? I
trees
can't really tell.
would be interfering with your
Okay.
strike there.
Let me see what I
I
can.
think you
move
can get
then.
up here.
Yeah, you could get
because-
around that tree.
Yeah.
There's some. You'd have plenty of movement.
Okay. Well, I have 20 with armor, so.
Oh.
Yep. That's
I know what that's
I'd be
like.
fine
exactly
with
Okay.
20.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Okay, then
What
I will
armor?
step up to there and have a swing. And Blythe will be like, okay, let's put you out of your misery now.
Okay.
That might do it.
That does it.
For sure.
Yeah, as you run up behind it and chop its hind legs off, and it quickly collapses and very shortly after bleeds out.
Let me
Let's put you out of your misery.
misery.
But the most miserable
Very
way of getting
slowly.
to.
Yeah.
All right then.
I don't want you to suffer, but I want it to be really slow.
Yeah. Aldern says, "Oh, I had that one."
Yeah, nice job, and she'll offer him a high five.
Well, yes, one of these. Kind of holds his hand up like really awkwardly and high fives.
She just smiles and nods, like, yeah, that's how
Yeah.
that works.
He says, my, I expected one boar. I wasn't expecting two of them. We should, we'll eat like kings for a week.
Yeah, they don't usually travel totally alone.
Well, I must say, I haven't been, the most avid hunter for all of my days. I thought this seemed like it would be a good bit of fun. And
I'm having fun.
My goodness,
Hold still,
man!
dwarf.
What? He said. He kind of snaps his fingers and he says, "You there? Get a poultice on him." One of these guys runs up and holds out some bandages for you, Reinhold.
Don't
I think-
worry, the lady's taking good care of me.
Nice.
Blood is just like spattering down his chin.
I went from 12 hit points to 3 hit points.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
hit super hard.
Roymond will
Just want you to know.
actually kneel down and kind of whisper an apology to the boar.
Okay. It does not seem to understand you.
Yeah.
I can't do much to treat this wound, but it's definitely an interesting study on these types of injuries. Well, we'll just shove some gauze in it, and we'll see what happens.
I'll rub some dirt on it. That's what my dad used to say.
I can take care of that.
Yeah, you should go do the stuff with the
I will.
It's a grievous injury, sir. We must get you back to Sandpoint at once.
I
I'm
walk up to
fine.
Blythe and start explaining what magic is.
She will look at you fascinated and like clearly listening, but it's also clearly going in one ear and out the other. Like she's trying, but it's not happening.
Some of us in this world can cast spells, and he like prestidigitates some like little faint shapes in the air.
Oh, I need to fix that, don't I? Yeah,
It's called
that's
magic.
actually not rolling.
Oh, that's so cool. Could you teach me?
Perhaps. I mean, it's a little bit hard to learn, but I think if you give it a lot of practice, you might learn something.
That'd be so cool.
Although I
She's
think
like
Raymond,
still looking wherever the glitter was.
although I think given your talents, you might be more keen to what Raymond has to teach you. His magic is sort of given to him by the gods, and mine is more study in the books, if you get my meaning. And I pull out my spell book, and show it to her, and like flip through the pages.
Yeah.
But when he does he does the hand waving thing that she's been doing, that's called healing magic.
Yes, dwarf, does this hurt still? And I'll just like poke the.
Yes, it hurts quite a bit.
Interesting.
Thank you. But he'll stand up feeling better and sort of pat Roman on the shoulder and say, thank you, little brother.
Yeah, anytime.
Aldern says, kind of gestures to his men. He says, you there, can't you see how much pain this dwarf is in after such a grievous injury?
It's fine. I'm all
No,
right.
I insist they give you a hand back to your horse. We've got to make sure you get the care that you need. That was an excellent, amazing shot. That was a fantastic maneuver. I must say, I think perhaps you all have saved my bacon again, so to speak, if you'll pardon the pun. Because we got a lot of bacon.
Yes, that one is pretty good.
Cardi says, goes up to Aldrin, and what's his name again? Alden or
Aldern.
Aldrin? Okay, Aldrin and
Aldern.
Aldern. Okay.
E-R-N.
goes up to Aldrin and says, "Don't be denying yourself. You got a couple of really awesome shots on that far one. I believe we all saw that, didn't we?"
He kind of leans over to Spirit.
Oh, I thought that was. I thought that was Reinhold.
I mean, he got a crit on one of them and then a really good shot on the other
he
one.
shot better than me.
Between you and me,
Batman?
Can you guys hear
Really?
me?
Yes.
I
I just heard the between you and me.
I thought my mic might have gone out for a second.
No. Vanya does not believe that this man could have any bow skills.
Apparently he does, though.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, he does.
We witnessed them.
He kind of shrugs and he says,
stunned by it.
he says, I know how quaint a city man like myself can seem to you rough and ready adventuring types, but I have been practicing. I know a thing or two. And he leans over and says, but between you and me, I think I might have gotten a little luckier than usual on that shot.
I lean in close and say, "Neri, I won't be telling anyone."
No thanks, I'm good.
Am I really that unintelligible when I'm speaking in Irish?
When you speak really fast, it comes off enough that
Okay.
but I think it would
Good.
It would maybe like
The joke is worth it, even if it's not that
yeah.
unintelligible.
Also, you gotta understand. I'll throw anything under the bus for a joke. Like that's if I think it'll make people laugh, then that's what. And he says, "Well, I think that's a successful venture, albeit perhaps with a little bit more complication than I had imagined. Let's get these things loaded up and head back to the Rusty Dragon. I'll see if we can have Bethana cook us up these boars, and I think the largest share will go to Master Reinhold there."
Cool. Cardi, Pop uses one of his points to switch out Magic Missile for the tensor floating discs and put the boars on there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Did you want to do something?
I can't be encumbered, so I was just gonna carry them.
I think you probably can be.
A tiny little halfling just dragging two enormous boars.
But moving at full speed.
I also
Which is
am
pretty
encumbered,
gimpy.
so-
You can't be encumbered.
Correct.
What do you mean?
I also can't be encumbered.
Neither can
'cause I'm a
dwarves, so it's
dwarf.
like, yeah.
Okay. I think if you guys are gonna make me flex DM Fiat on that, then I will. But I don't think that you should. You guys are like, wait, we just pick up the Rusty Dragon, fucking carry it around. We can't be encumbered.
Well,
Yeah.
I imagine as long as you succeed on a strength
Yeah.
test.
If
it's
you can pick it
physically
up, you
possible
can
to
carry
lift
it.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know that most people can just pick up a dead boar.
I mean, yeah, that's sort of the thing, is that like it kind of takes into account that like normally you can only carry a certain number of items on your person, and
These are
dwarves.
yeah.
See,
These
it's
are
a bit
massive.
tricky.
But I do like the idea of a halfling carrying two dead
That's
boars.
why I wanted to do it that way, just because it would be like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, make a strength check
All
to
right.
see if you can do
should.
that.
Should.
I hope you actually.
That's not
That's
bad.
pretty good. I think you can.
I think
How
I
much
pick up
can you
one.
lift,
If somebody
though?
helps
Like,
you,
as a-
if somebody helps you like get it up there, you can actually. You just fucking. What do they call that? When fucking like.
Fireman.
Just deadlift it.
It's not deadlift. It's the one where you like put the rack on your shoulders. You do that to one of the boards, and you get. And you just fucking carry it. And you walk over.
Oh, squats. Or
yeah.
no, not squat.
Well,
yeah.
it's not a squat. It's whatever it is when you put the rack on your shoulder.
I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
either. I know what you mean, though.
In any case, you guys get what I mean. And you just fucking like muscle this thing over to your pony, and as soon as you hop up on your pony, its spine immediately breaks. The pony can be encumbered, and you have just murdered your noble steed.
Well, now we have bacon and also a horse. So
Yeah, somebody
Aw.
somebody tosses your dead pony up on top of the boar. And you,
this is
I just
what
carry
called
both
the-
of them.
Yeah,
Oh god.
Please don't kill my horse.
I didn't kill your horse.
Just throw it on the disc.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think Roymond will carry it over to your disc,
Nice.
which maybe goes unnoticed by most people, but I think
I definitely see it.
you definitely see me carrying this boar without a whole lot of effort, and I think Roymond will catch your gaze and he'll just kind of give you a sly wink before putting it down on your disc.
But like, keep in mind, like, this isn't uncommon for dwarves. Like, all dwarves are never encumbered.
Yes,
so...
but I'm a halfling. I'm
true.
significantly smaller than a dwarf.
okay, just because you're not encumbered doesn't mean you can fucking deadlift anything.
That's true.
Like,
I know.
True.
It just means you can carry like normal items to the point that you could.
How quickly you
physically run
move
out.
when carrying a lot of things is
Mhm.
like that. That's sort of how I view encumbrance. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're carrying something heavy, you move slower, but he doesn't.
Well, encumbrances specifically rules about like items, not like deadlifting
Force.
objects of the world. I think they clearly had that in mind. Anyway, you guys return to the Rusty Dragon, and you
Mhm.
find you get there that the Barretts have left, and Ameko Kajitsu is on the small stage, and she has a very small, kind of like a very tiny guitar out. She's just playing it a bit, kind of plucking the strings as you guys return with those large boars. Yeah. So if you want to go in,
I float the disc in, or I keep the disc floating outside actually, and I go in and say, Amiko.
she is in the middle of playing some music
Oh, she looks
that
like
will
she's
eventually
excited.
start.
Oh,
Maybe
Yeah,
we go around back with the
I
meat. Maybe we don't drag the bleeding carcasses through the bar.
I go up to, what's the little old lady's name again? She was the one that brought
Bethana
up.
Corwin. She is a small old halfling.
I go up to Bethana and say, we're gonna be bringing around some boards that we got in the woods. Do you mind opening up the kitchen door?
Sorry, I forgot that it's not the right track, but it works. She looks at you and she says, "My goodness, I suppose the hunting trip was quite a success then."
Hey, we got two of them.
She says, "Well, I suppose you'll keep us busy, but absolutely, haul them back there. I'll get them butchered and served."
Sounds like a plan. And Cardi will go outside and then bring the disc around back to the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah, put it on the disc and yeah, when you
Blythe would help with the unloading and all that.
Mhm.
Vanya tries to help, but probably just gets in the way, and then
yeah. Oh, man,
I'm weak. I'm weak as fuck.
a lot of you are pretty weak actually, I guess. So you guys deliver the boar, and Bethana starts butchering it in the back. And I guess you guys are free to enjoy Ameko's performance while it's going on. Pretty shortly after, she kind of wraps it up and gives you all a smile, and she says, "I see you all have brought us quite a bit of boar meat there. So I should probably go and help Bethana get things ready." She gives you all a smile and kind of hustles into the back. Meanwhile, Aldern and his boys, his men, kind of take their positions, drinking at a nearby table. What are you guys doing?
How late is it getting? Is it time? Do we need to go take care of Aaron
It's
and
probably
his?
about dinner time. I think you guys left in the morning, and it took
Oh.
a couple hours to get out. A couple hours.
We
back.
should probably check on the boy. You did say that you
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, I figured I'd scare off whatever it is, even if it's just a little shadow or whatever, you know.
Do we think we can make it back in time for the food, though?
I,
they're pretty large boars. It should take a while, yes?
I suppose. I'm not familiar with preparing meat like this, but I suppose, yes. Another adventure.
As you guys are sitting there discussing going to
Yeah, who's
visit
the
the
dude?
Barrett house, a Minkayan, an elderly Minkayan fellow, walks in through the door, and he gives kind of a dour look around the place as if he's searching, and eventually his gaze lands on you all, and he kind of bristles a moment before he points over at Blythe and Roymond and Vanya, who are all seated next to the door there. And he says, "You're those adventuring types. You're the ones that caused all that ruckus over there earlier. A few days ago, getting in the way of the guards and stopping them from doing their jobs and stopping the invasion, aren't you?"
What? Huh? Excuse me?
Wait, there were guards yesterday?
Not yesterday. I'm talking about when the goblins attacked.
Oh, is that? Oh, I'm sorry. My timeline is a bit kerfuffled.
Guard? Where
Yes,
was the
probably
guard?
because you got that well-earned beating when you were interfering in the city guard's business. Why don't you
don't
all,
remember
you
being in a
adventurers, go mind
guard.
your own business and
I don't like this man. Can you
leave
make
the fighting
him
to the trained professionals?
What?
I'm
Someone
sorry.
new who just walked in here starting
Did
shit.
did we?
Yep.
I'm sorry, sir. Did we slight you in some way?
You slighted me by coming to my town and interfering and causing problems for everyone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
Pretty
Cardi
shortly after
steps
that,
in front of
there's a-
Blythe and just is like, "Don't be attacking the poor lady. She defended us all. If it weren't for her, we'd all be dead."
Ha! Attacking the poor lady. I don't think you all need to worry about an old man. If you're worried about me, what are you, threatening me?
I meant the verbal assault, not the physical one.
He looks like he's about to give you another tongue lashing when Ameko rounds the corner here, and she barks out a few choice words that are in Minkayan, and I don't think any of
Nope.
you understand that.
That is not one of the languages I know.
Can I make a linguistics test or anything like that?
Yeah,
I don't think you can use linguistics to understand
yeah,
the
you're
language.
right. It's like written.
Yeah, you could
Oh, okay.
you could use it to identify the language, which I just gave you anyway. But
I think I could probably deduce that. knowing-
Ameko rushes up to the room, and she's got a ladle in her hand, and it's just like dripping boar stew. And her and this older Minkayan man seem to start arguing right away. He starts moving closer and closer to her in like a very threatening manner, and they're just like going back and forth. Please don't make me try to improvise what Minkayan would sound like to.
I don't want you to take any racist stances, so no.
How could I not? It's clearly like an Asian like derived language,
Right, but would
and I
you
don't
go-
speak it.
Would you go Chinese or Japanese? That's the real question.
Japanese is what I would have to do, but I don't know how to do that.
Oh man.
It's
Well,
gonna be
so anyway,
Vanya
rough.
looks over at Blythe, who is a more physically adept person, and be like, "Do something."
But I think I already did something wrong. He didn't seem very happy.
No, he's just an asshole. Just grab him by the collar and haul him outside.
She looks very wide-eyed at this and kind of stands up, like maybe okay.
She says something very like final, and it's just like fuck. There's no way I can do this. It's not racist. So I'm just gonna send it. Goes
It's called embraces.
Wesifica, and
It sounds pretty Chinese to me, my man.
I'm not a linguist. I can't do this. The problem is, like, I watched a lot of guys. He was the dude from Big Trouble in Little China, and then when I actually thought about it, like Minkai is like clearly a Japan inspired, but it was too late. Anyway, he says something like very inflammatory, and Ameko's face kind of drops, and he like lunges at her, looking like he's trying to grab her by the hair.
Okay.
I'll shoot him.
I was gonna say Blythe would step in at that point.
Are you?
But...
Not really. Not really. I've already been to jail once. I'm
So,
Man,
so
I-
are there going
Reinhold-
to be any NPCs left that you haven't assaulted by the end of this?
Assault is one thing. If you fucking shoot this old man in the back of the head with a crossbow from
Well, I
5
don't
feet
know.
away,
The
it's
last
gonna be
one
a
I
little
shot
different.
was fine, so I don't know what's
True.
going on.
What is this one? Is he a fucking monk?
This one,
Is
this
he
one's
like a
older.
level 10 monk?
This one's older, so if anything, he's probably like a level 6 barbarian, and he'll
So
just like,
I like
shit
to
out of
imagine that Reinhold like goes to raise his crossbow, and then he has a flashback to getting the tar beat out of him, and he's like, "Nah, it's not worth it." And he goes over to the bar
Yeah.
and gets a drink.
People in this town are cray. If every commoner in this town can do that, the goblins would have been no problem.
Yeah, they don't need
Yeah.
that.
These people will rise and take over all of Cheliax.
Well, at seeing him like grab at her, Blythe would stand up and kind of step in between and be like, "Hey, let's not do that."
make a reflex save to see if you do that before he actually like grabs X. Because you have to be pretty quick. If that's when you're trying to jump in. I think like you're starting, like you're standing up and you're starting to get between them. And as he lunges for her hair, she like adroitly kind of ducks out of the way and then smacks him in the side of the head with her ladle.
This isn't Longiku, is it?
It is.
Oh, I know Longiku.
Oh, Lanjiko
you know
Kaijitsu, the
asshole.
man that you know, walks in, starts talking all this mad
Yeah,
shit.
I buy all sorts of glass from him.
Okay, well, I can't believe I didn't remember that extremely crucial detail.
Well, I think it makes me just more mortified by this situation. I don't know
Yeah.
that it actually changes what I do.
I don't think that he recognized you. He's an elderly fella.
Probably a little nearsighted.
Yeah.
Wait, what's his name?
Lanjiko Kaijitsu. So she
Oh,
smacks him on the side of the head, and he kind of like stumbles back, holding his face, and turning red, and looking around the room as everybody like staring at him. He starts toward the door, and right before he walks out, he turns back and he says, "You're as dead to me as your mother," and then storms out. Ameko Kaijitsu stands there staring after him for a while. Seems kind of like shocked at his final remark, and then just kind of like shakes her head and starts back toward the kitchen.
Mako,
Are
what was
you
all that
alright?
about?
She says, "It's fine. That was just my father. He trying to get me to go back to Minkai or go back to Magnamar with him."
If you don't mind me saying, your father's a bit of an arse.
You don't have to tell me twice. He, guess he's always been that way. I hope
Never
he would
seen
change.
him act like that. It's
Normally, he's. She kind of stops and goes, "Well, I don't like gossip. He can be a hard man to live with. Let me tell you.
Fair enough.
Although it's been quite a long time since I've lived with my father or my mother."
Point of order. I
Mhm.
have in my notes that there is some kanjitsu that was an orphan that grew up in Sandpoint. Did I get that?
Tsuno, who you knew.
Oh.
Tsuno Kaijitsu.
Wait, how can he be
Actually,
an orphan?
Yeah, that was my question.
that is a good question.
maybe he was adopted later.
Maybe-
Maybe he
Yeah.
took on the surname.
I actually don't know if he Kaijitsu.
Or maybe he's like their cousin, and his parents are different.
Give me
And his
knowledge
relatives
local.
fucking hated him.
Give me knowledge local or canvas for rumor.
I mean, you're still an orphan if you're being raised by your uncle or whatever, right?
Yeah, I don't
Nice.
have knowledge local though. So
His name is Tsudo Kaijitsu. Yeah, his name is Tsudo Kaijitsu. He was raised in the orphanage I think to know any more about that, you would have to make a roll of some kind. You would have to.
Didn't I grow
Cardi.
up with him?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You grew up with him, but you never asked anything.
Yeah, I
about
don't know anything about him, I guess.
This is a very sore subject.
Okay.
Oh,
fair enough.
I think that all that you would know from growing up with him would be that he didn't ever want to talk about it.
Fair enough.
But
that itself is more information than I had.
Yeah, I think that you would probably know that Tessuto is a half-elf, and both of his parents, quote-unquote, were humans, Minkayan humans. He clearly is partially Minkayan, and no one disputes his mother's identity as Lanchiko Kaijitsu's wife.
Oh, I see.
Gotcha. Oh.
So the baby don't quite look right when he come out.
Yeah. This is one of those two white parents, half black baby.
Yeah.
Little awkward, perhaps. Ameko, on the other hand, looks like a Minkayan woman.
Right.
Purebred. Just a thoroughbred.
Purebred.
That sounds pretty bad, huh?
Yeah.
Quality Asian lady.
Oh no! Whoa! Yeah, she.
So fun fact. Slight tangent from earlier. You are allowed to lift above your head, according to your strength. There's in the encumbrance table. There is your overhead limit. That's how much you're able to lift. If you have the ability to not be encumbered, then theoretically, if anyone could help you lift something over your back, then you could carry it. But obviously, you can't just lift anything.
Emphasis on theoretical.
Yeah.
But I would not let you lift something
that
weighs much more than you.
Royman's overhead limit is 131 pounds.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not enough for a boar.
Yeah, definitely
no.
Not enough.
It's enough for me.
It's
how
more
heavy
than
is a boar?
Or not enough.
Boars have to weigh like 300 pounds, huh?
No,
Yeah,
a boar
300 to
would be
400
between
pounds.
like 150 and 2.
It's still good.
Boar's a pretty big animal.
Yeah, they're not
Is
small.
this a fantasy boar or a real boar?
Fair enough.
between 170 and 220 pounds for male boars.
Pathfinder boars weigh 200 pounds. Easier calculation.
Yep.
They have it in the fucking rulebook.
So yeah,
that's
so
the
basically,
same
if somebody helped me, yeah, I could totally lift it,
They're
which is what we
boars,
did.
not
So I think
tired.
we handled that fine. Yeah. I just thought that was interesting that there's actually a box on the character sheet for overhead.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah, Blythe could have carried it for you too. Without
I was going to say that it's Pathfinder. There's a table somewhere that tells you
Yeah, that's what I was curious
how many bench
about.
presses you can do, how many reps you can do on a leg press machine. Like,
for sure,
it's out there.
I was just curious the distinction between lifting and carrying.
So Ameko Kaijitsu says, "No, it's all right. I'm fine. Honestly, that didn't really change much anyway." And she looks at her ladle and she says, "Guess I'll have to get a new well-cleaned ladle now since Jackass Stew's not on the menu." And just kind of
let me help you with that. And cardio cast prestidigitation. There, not the trace of your father left.
She looks at it. And, I know it's clean. Just without scrubbing it, it just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean?
Yep, I can get behind that logic.
Yeah.
I look at Vanya.
Some airborne contaminants have already gotten on the surface, so I understand.
Cardi just looks at Vanya and says, like, when will these people learn that magic is not something that's, like, doesn't work, it just works?
Says the pink dwarf.
I'm pink because I drank too much magic.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, and sometimes the effects aren't what you expect. But, I understand the sentiment, I suppose.
I'm pink because of alchemy, which is, like, a branch of magic that doesn't quite make
we're
sense
friends.
to most people.
It's palchemy.
Oh boy.
Groaner of the night.
Oh man.
Goes to Tanner.
Still better than the baby noises.
Yeah,
Ameko says,
Vanya's really upset about this.
yeah, as one would be. As you guys are kind of observing, Ameko, no, it's fine. I better get back to the boar stew, huh? She kind of looks at Blythe in particular, who set to intervene, and gives you a nod. Says, thanks for your help. I really appreciate it. Didn't need it in the end, but always nice to know that you've got my back.
Yeah, of course. She kind of gives a weak smile, like she doesn't really
Yeah.
know what's going on, but she likes Samiko.
Amiko is quality chill. There's a big thud as the door smashes open, and Aaron Barrett and Amel Barrett come bursting in, and Amel is like casting around back and forth, and she says, "Where?" And as soon as she sees you all, she, "Oh, help!
Oh no, what's going on?
boy.
What's wrong?
Papa Bear got attacked by the monster
So
in the
many
closet.
things happening at once.
Aaron is like crying, and he immediately like dives into Blythe. Amel says, "There's something. It wasn't his imagination after all. There's something back there. I grabbed the children and ran." And she's, by the way, she has like an infant. I mentioned a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
She's
Oh, right. I forgot about
in
that
her,
one.
tucked in her arm. She said, I grabbed Aaron and ran. I don't know what's going on back at the house. Allerghast went after it, but just heard shouting. He told me to grab Aaron and get out of there.
Okay, we'll go. You stay here. Does someone know where they live?
Yes, we know where they live.
Cardi and Vanya know exactly.
Follow us.
You guys race across the city back to
Oh yeah.
the
Right. for
As
sure
I go,
does.
though, I make sure to snatch another ale.
Yeah.
And drink it on.
Easy does it. Easy does it.
Put it on the tab.
Yeah.
As you guys are streaming across the city, you quickly arrive at the Barrett house again, and it's deathly quiet. Get there.
Where are we showing up at?
Is that this? town here?
Yes, down by the road right here.
This is the house, Blythe, but I'm gonna be following you in there because I'm not on much for fighting.
Oh, okay. Just tell me which way to go, and
It's
she'll.
this
is
house
this-
right here.
Okay.
Yep.
She'll try the.
As she tries to the door, Cardi like screams out, like Allerghast!
don't
Vanya
hear
does a
him.
listen.
Vanya
It doesn't listen.
does what?
Vanya does a listen.
Okay. You listen and you don't hear any response. As you're looking through the doorway, Blythe, you can see like this bedroom door, one of the smaller bedroom. The door seems to be a little bit ajar.
Okay, I'll
Would
step in
me
and roll
Vanya would
perception
know the
to
layout
scan the
of
room.
the house, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Basically, I think you've been in it, but you probably haven't been to their bedrooms.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unless there's some character thing you'd like to explain.
Allow me to expound upon my backstory.
Pretty sure. Got into a terrible blew up her face with a terrible lube accident.
Oh gosh.
Reinhold will stick pretty close to Blythe with his crossbow ready.
Vanya's gonna pull out a dagger, but she's like, I don't know what much I can do. I'll burn the house down if anything.
I don't.
Maybe
don't
maybe
think I
not
respond to
burning
that.
down houses. Yeah, like
I'm trying to listen.
Oh,
as
sorry.
You listen, you hear
She's also looking. I imagine.
almost it's almost completely silent, but from the small bedroom over here, you hear just faintest sounds of disturbance.
Of what now? You can't
Cut
cut
out.
out.
Disturbance. It's almost like a
Okay.
That's some
type
good
of-
Foley work right there.
Okay, I will go quickly that way.
Okay.
But
As
she
you
kind
run,
of waits at the door, like kind of looking around to see if she can see anything before
Yeah.
just charging it.
the door is ajar, but it's not actually like fully open.
I'll push it with my double sword just to
Okay.
nudge it up.
It creaks open, and you find Petal, family's dog, laying on its side with a knife in its ear and a pair of feet sticking out from the closet.
She doesn't like seeing dead dogs. She has a dog.
Sure.
What is it?
There's a dog, and can I see anything else looking in? Just feet.
You can see
Are they like his feet?
legs sticking out of the closet. How well do you know his feet?
Oh.
Well.
Yeah, they look like
Extremely.
adult human male legs.
Okay. I will head
But
there
you
and
can't
try
see.
and see if he's alive or if she can help him
Yeah.
up.
You move up and you see that he's got his like head and upper torso in a hole in the closet floor, and there seems to be a small rug that has been like kind of tossed aside.
Allergast, are you okay? And she'll kind of try to touch him and pat him or something, like on the foot to rouse.
He does not move.
Oh gosh. Guys, okay. She'll go ahead and like move closer and kind of move stuff away since it doesn't seem like anyone.
Okay. Move stuff
just,
away.
Like move off of him since he or I can't really tell what's. So he was like just laying.
So he's laying face down. He's laying face down. His face and arms are in a hole in the closet.
Okay.
Floor.
There's a hole in here. I don't think he's with us anymore. There's a hole.
Can
though.
somebody check him out? Is he alive?
I don't think so.
Does anybody have heal?
I've got a couple points.
Yep.
Damn it, Argus. What have you done now?
He doesn't respond. Yeah,
For determining life.
Yeah, doesn't look great from what you can tell from the bottom 3/4 of his body. Doesn't look like super healthy 3/4 of body.
Blythe will pull him out of the hole.
Yeah.
As you pull him out of the hole, blood stains just like litter the floor, and he lies face down, arms limp, and they look like they have been half eaten. And his face is just staring straight down at the floor.
Come on, help me.
Gosh.
Come on, help me roll him over.
Okay,
And then
okay.
like we see like the carnage, and
Yeah, as you roll him over, you see that his face is half eaten, and his arms and legs have been bitten dozens of times, and he's got flesh missing from his hands and his arms and face.
What
Oh,
could I
Cardi,
roll to
Cardi, stay
recognize
out.
this?
What's that?
Can I roll anything to maybe recognize what would have done this?
Yes. Roll nature and initiative.
Oh shit.
Damn, Blythe, way to go. And also Reinhold. Jeez.
I'm very quick because I'm missing so much blood.
You're lighter. It makes sense.
Sorry, character sheet with him? It does not. Why would it?
Did you archive it?
I don't think so. Also, the token page is its own thing, but I've got one here that matches fine. Maybe they just didn't give him one since he already has. Basically. So as you pull Allergast out and hold his grisly face, it's only a moment before you hear scrabbling from inside the closet. Almost immediately, a goblin with its face covered in blood and gore launches out at Blythe and takes a swing at her with a dagger.
Okay.
And swings with that surprise round will be an 8. Probably gonna do it. He tries to take you out.
What was that? I'm sorry.
An 8 to attack. Hit.
Oh, won't hit.
I don't think your mic is activating. You feel it seems like
I
you're
might be
further away
like
from
a little. Well, I've turned it down a little bit because I was playing Red Dead before, and I was trying not to constantly trigger it.
it. Gotcha.
But I'll be a little bit closer.
You're playing Red Dead and trying not to trigger something?
But
Okay.
people.
Well, I mean that's
2.
that seems a little light to me. It takes a swing
Sorry,
at
I
you.
got
and...
cocky.
Yeah. Okay. Why? Your turn.
Vanya
In a
just disappears.
fired
In a
up.
puff of magic, Vanya has just like Vanya just starts screaming as like one of the potions that she had drank earlier just starts melting her from the inside. Collapses like the Wicked Witch of
Burned
the
down
West.
to my boots.
I'm melting. Get it? Because my shit got burned and now I'm melting.
Blythe will do what Blythe does and take a swing at it.
Okay. Damn. You hit AC. Okay. It lunges up out, screaming and just like crazily swinging its dagger at you. And it like stabs you in the armor, but it doesn't penetrate. And you grab your two-bladed sword and impale it through the face. And it immediately pins to the wall, stops twitching,
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
that was.
and is dead.
She
Well
kind of
done,
shakes
Blythe.
the body off of the sword.
Yeah, this goblin that has clearly just been hitting on Allergast Barrett lies there twitching as it slowly dies from its blood. And you guys stand there realizing the terrible situation that has just befallen the Barrett family.
Oh
Guys,
goodness.
do you think there are more of them down there?
I don't know.
We should probably go check it out just to be sure.
Yeah.
Let-
Blythe will step up and like take a jab just down the hole with her sword.
You hit what feels like the bottom of a fairly shallow crawl space.
Okay, nothing right here, at least.
Um,
You might wanna
Vanya will
check
go
the rest
back.
of the house.
You can
Vanya
check
will
the-
go back. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I thought Blythe said you wanted to check the rest of the house.
I said maybe we want to check the rest of the house.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Vanya will go to Cardi and say, "Cardi, it's Allergast. He's gone."
No. No,
It-
not
it-
Allergast.
it-
What are the Barretts going to do? I mean, they just lost the runes to the fire, and now Allergast. How are they going to pay the bills?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. This
What?
is.
What was it that killed him?
It was.
I heard
it's a
something
goblin.
around-
Blythe killed it as soon as it came up to attack us.
I think it was eating him.
Oh, they're horrible. Well, let's make sure the rest of the house is clear, and perhaps we should check where it was hiding.
Kind of. I can't really get into the crawl space though.
Can Ryman fit?
I think you could. Small,
Be
right?
careful.
You kind of poke your head down, and it's very dark down there, but it looks like just a really small cubby hole. That was probably like left over from the house's original construction in some way, or maybe just like a natural kind of divot under the closet.
Mm-hmm.
But there's
kind
no
of a
way
natural
in
depression.
other than the hole?
Yes. It looks like the floor had been like smashed pieces, and then covered in like a small rug.
How the fuck did he know to dig here? All right.
Goblin intuition, baby.
I guess.
I didn't write the ship.
I know.
You think I'd come up with this?
There's not any others down there, are there?
Not unless
don't see
they're
anything else down.
very tiny.
Vanya will
here,
pull the dog slicer out of the dog's head.
Let me pull you up, and I help Raymond out of the hole and say, perhaps we should check the rest of the rooms now. Although I don't want to disturb their living quarters too much. It's a bit personal from a boss.
Well,
Especially now that he
obviously this goblin came from somewhere. Like, how did he get into their closet?
And Aaron said he's like, this has happened like all week. Like,
Yes.
it wasn't just one night. It's
Yeah, and he could have killed the boy at any time, but he decided to kill the father instead.
And the dog.
That seems more calculated, doesn't it? Than I would think goblins are.
Yes,
I mean-
and what was it surviving on?
Give me a sense motive, Blythe.
Okay.
Also, I think you can all see that goblin looked like it was skin and bone.
Didn't look normal by any means.
Maybe it was waiting for a chance to escape and never found one till now.
It looked rabid with
desperate.
hunger to you, Blythe, when it hopped out.
I think it was starving. It might have. I don't know. It was.
Perhaps in the tussle of the combat the other day, it got stuck in Aaron's room and just couldn't get out.
Does the
Goblins
whole?
are Yiddish creatures.
Is there any Does the whole look? How do I ask this question? Does it look like it was made with like a human tool, or does it look like it was just smashed desperately?
It looked like it was hacked open
Okay.
with a dog slice.
Ah.
Frantic.
Cardi opens this door.
And you see Allergas and Amel Barrett bedroom. Pretty normal. There's a little crib down there. Currently.
crib? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Amel Barrett had their daughter,
Yeah, their
Right.
daughter. Okay.
whatever.
Check under the bed, check under the tables, etc. But make sure there's no goblins.
You don't find anything.
Cool.
Any more holes?
Uh-uh.
I think it might
we
be
need
just
to-
the one, but we need to tell Amel.
We need
And
to
the
clean up
sheriff?
what we can. We should clean up
Aye.
what we can.
Aye, we should take the
Before.
body out of here.
If you guys could help get the bodies out, I'll work on the floors.
Okay. Where should I take him? And Blythe will go to kind of pick him up.
We can take him to the cathedral.
That'll probably
Okay.
be the best idea. That way you can give him his last rites and stuff.
Yes, we.
Raymond, could
We'll-
you hold this and she'll hand you the double sword?
Um,
She picks up.
Twice the size of the.
Well, she picks up Allergas.
Sure.
Royman is like, don't worry, I can't be encumbered. I can carry all the weapons.
He picks the
You
building
just can't
up.
walk
and-
through a door with it.
Yeah.
It just goes into his comically small backpack. Length has no meaning. It just disappears into the bottom of his backpack.
There's a joke there somewhere.
But yeah, after they take the dog, the goblin, and Allergast out, I start cleaning the floors with some precipitation. Probably takes a little while because it's
Yeah.
probably a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Vanya will help
It
in
is.
a more mundane
Scrub
cleaning.
scrub.
Yeah, trying to like. I think she's more like trying to get out anxious energy and try to be helpful.
So is it Reinhold and Blythe that are carrying Allergast's corpse out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I think I go
hanging
with
there.
them because we're going to the cathedral. It's kind of, ideal.
Yeah.
Pretty shortly, Sheriff Belor Hemlock shows up and he says, "What's the matter? I heard that. Oh my god!" He runs over as you guys come out of the house, stops and kind of leans over. Allergast Barrett, what happened?
We got here. The Allergast came running into the inn, and something was wrong, and so we came here, and it was too late. The goblin was attacking him and killed him, and I killed it. It's taken care of.
Goblin.
But yeah, there was a goblin. It's been in Aaron's closet, hiding in like a hole, and it, we couldn't do anything.
Sheriff Hemlock stops and pulls off his like cloak and drapes it over Allergast. We'll have a wagon here to go drag.
Oh,
Couldn't
okay.
Can't mellow.
You're cutting out.
Yeah, I'm sort of choosing my words.
Oh, okay.
We can't let Mel or Aaron or anybody else see him like this. He was a good man.
Yeah,
To die this way, those fucking goblins. And he
Vanya
kind of like
and Cardi are cleaning the house.
he nods and he says, "That's probably for the best, but I doubt Mel's gonna stay here anymore. Without Allergast anyway." And he kind of looks off in the distance and kind of like rubs his temples with his thumb and forefinger, and he says, "All right, let's get a wagon from the stables there and take him to the graveyard with dignity. Hopefully, family will see him like this." And he calls for Daver and Hosk, and they bring a cart around. He shortly carry him off to the boneyard.
And
says,
I might suggest as well that we maybe have a door-to-door and we go around seeing if there's any more goblins, if there's any more maybe children complaining about monsters that have only arrived in the last 3 days or so.
That's a
That
good
could
idea.
be
I'll
useful.
have to speak to Kendra and see if we can get some. In the meantime, I think we can put some posters up and get the word out that it's possible some goblins have been trapped or stayed somewhere in the city after that attack. Can't imagine they'd be around longer. It's just a terrible, terrible act. Kind of shakes his hand and his head and says, "We'll have to get some reinforcements from Magnamar even sooner than I thought."
I'm
he looks
happy
at-
to help while I'm here. I mean,
Sooner than you thought. Are we expecting a big problem?
He gestures to Allergast and says, "What with one thing and another happening with these goblins, I'm starting to wonder if we're not facing a larger scale threat."
We did establish that there were multiple goblin tribes working in concert
Which
last
was
session.
unusual, yeah.
Yeah.
He says, "I'll have to speak to Shalelu. I'm sure she'll be in now, but as soon as that's finished, it'll be time for me to hit the road." He looks at you all and he says, I'll be relying on your help. Hopefully she'll be in. Usually comes in once every month and a half or so. So she should be due for a visit any time now. Will you all be the Rusty Dragon? I'll want to call on you."
yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, I'll hang out there.
He nods and says, "Very well then. Perhaps in the meantime, you all can just keep an eye out for anything else in these other problems."
Of course.
He nods, and I think that's probably a good stopping point for tonight.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
think Vanya and Cardi are just like anxious cleaning at this point. Like it's probably like all clean.
Yeah, we are
but we're just, like,
shocked.
scrubbing.
I think we're in shock and not sure how to
Yeah.
to deal with what's happened.
Because I mean, he pretty much like took us in and like helped us get our career started and like
housed us, employed us.
Yeah.
And now not only did we lose our rooms, most of our belongings, but now we've lost our friend and employer all in one day.
Yeah.
Not a good day for us.
Yeah, it's probably pretty rough, especially knowing you guys knew that Allergast was, generally speaking, like pretty good with his family, and like always took care of them. He was like a very well respected guy, and he did not go out in an enviable way. That's pretty rough, but I think probably fortifies the notion that this is not like a subject for levity, as some of the townsfolk have been treating the goblin attack. Real shit. Well, thank you for playing, guys, and
Thank you.
we will
Good
pick
game.
up
It
with.
was fun.
I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm enjoying running it
I am certainly enjoying it.
a bit.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it for level 2.
You will get 1 joy for level.
So I'm gonna be gone next Wednesday. And
You're
because
killing
of our
me, Smalls.
because of our awkward scheduling. I know I'm killing you. I mean, we have the game this week.
Yeah.
But to get
So just
back
delay it
on
another.
well, to get back on schedule.